My name's Chris, and this is Let's Talk. Today, I wanted to talk about something that I came to realise in my 58th year, and that is that it's not what you want that's the most important thing in life, it's what you've already got, and that you should celebrate those things that you've already got because you've worked hard over your life to get them. When I say that, I don't mean that we should just settle for what we've got and that's our lot in life and that's all we're going to have. That's not what I mean at all. What I mean is we've probably got a lot more in life than we realise. Yeah, everybody starts out this life with similar goals and ambitions. You want a roof over your head, you want to buy your first house, you want to meet the perfect partner and have kids and watch those kids grow up safe and well and successful. And eventually you want to be able to pay that mortgage off and eventually retire. And I think somewhere along the way, the goals and ambitions for retirement are pretty crazy. You want to be fully self-sufficient. You want to have the same income when you retire as you had when you were... Sorry guys, just had to step over a little creek there. You want the same goals and you want the same income stream when you retire as you do when you're working, so that you can have the most comfortable life as possible. So last year I was working pretty hard in a job that I really enjoyed, but I wasn't seeing the forest for the trees, if you know what I mean. I was working, out of the house before 6 a.m, rarely home before 6:30, 7 o'clock. Sometimes 8:30, sometimes 10:30, just depended on the day. And I found that job enjoyable. Worked with good people who also worked hard, and certainly satisfying. But like I said, I wasn't seeing the forest for the trees. And while I was in that job, it was helping my retirement plan. I was starting to get the feeling that I wasn't going to be enjoying my retirement as much as I could have been because I wasn't looking after myself. I think the most important thing is that when you get to retirement, when you get to my age, or a little bit older, you have to be able to enjoy that retirement. A little creek off here. So, retiring isn't just about the money or having the funds to do whatever you want, go on the holidays, etc. It's also about being healthy and making sure that you can enjoy the time with your partner, a wife, or a husband that you've set yourself up for. And I started to think last year that my health was not the best. I was going through some health issues. And about the middle of last year, I started thinking to myself, if I'm not careful here, my extremely healthy mother could end up having to bury one of her kids, which is everybody's greatest fear. You don't ever want to bury one of your kids. And I was thinking, if I don't start looking after myself, maybe that could happen. And that's mainly because my mum's going to live to 130 years old, more than me, not getting past my 60s. So I made the decision in November last year to pull a pin on the career for a little bit and focus on myself, get myself fit and healthy. I think it took about 3 weeks, literally, to start feeling normal again, and then from there it's been about getting fit and walking the 50 odd kilometres a week that I now walk, play a bit of golf, do a few things that I should be doing, or I should have been doing. So I guess it comes back to work-life balance. And I had a work balance with no life balance. Now I've got a life balance and no work balance. So eventually, because I'm only 58, I'm going to end up having to do something as a job, something part-time, to keep the money ticking in until we're able to retire. And I just wanted to talk about what you've got that's so important rather than what you want. I think in this day and age we get so caught up with what we want, be it a new car or a caravan or a boat or When you got a boat, you want a bigger boat. When you got a caravan, you want a bigger caravan. Those things aren't really important, and they're not really going to help you in your retirement plan. And I think, in my case, I got so caught up in wanting the dream, living the dream, that I forgot to stop and celebrate, especially with my family, the goals that we ticked off along the way. The one thing that has changed for us since me stopping working is all those luxury things that we did. The expensive dinners you go out to, all those sorts of luxuries have stopped. But now we have barbecues at home as a family. We've got a big family, 4 kids. Everybody's still living at home, and that's as precious as going out to dinner and paying $200 for a steak at a restaurant. So the priorities change, and the priorities change for the better, because now I can enjoy my way of life as it's going to be going forward. It's not necessarily a more simple form of life, I guess it is, but it's enjoyable. You don't realise what you're missing out on until a little later in life. You don't realise what you've missed out with, maybe with the kids or the wife, by not being there for dinner every night and not being involved in those round table discussions. Or if you are there, you're so tired. Let's cross another little creek here. You're so tired that you can't focus on the conversation, or you're thinking about work, you're thinking about something else. All those stresses that can eat up the day. But we should all focus on what we've got. We've all got things in their life we should be proud of. We've all done things that we should be proud of, whether that be our family or a home that we've built, or the lifestyle that we've got, or the friends that we've made. We should be spending as much time as we can celebrating our life rather than just working toward goals that we may or may not achieve. And some of those goals are wants, they're not must-haves by any stretch. I get it that everybody wants a better life. I understand that everybody wants a better life. If you look around the world, there are a lot of countries in the world that are saying that it's much harder than ever before, and there's no doubt that it is. It is in Australia. It feels like it's harder than it's ever been. But it's not impossible to live here by any stretch, and it's still a beautiful place. So you can still walk along the beach every day. If that's what we want to do, and still free to do that. So can't complain about that. So last year, about November last year, I gave up work full time. Won't be going back to work full time. But like I said, I'll have to find something to do with myself. Otherwise I'll get a bit stir crazy. But I finished my working life satisfied with what I'd achieved. And I think that's the most important thing. If you can come to that moment in life where you think to yourself, I've done enough. Not I've had enough, I've done enough to be able to push on to the next stage, then that's really important. And at the end of the day, that's all you can ask of yourself and your family. So that's the stage I got to in November. We're satisfied with where we're at. I'd like to say we live up here, but we don't. We're just on a holiday for a week or so. Just come out there a little puff of air. I try not to drown on the way through. It's not very deep. Should be right. Old fella like me. There we go. We made it. So I guess what I'm trying to say is, it doesn't really matter what stage of life you're in. Stop and enjoy the moments. If there's a family dinner to be had, be present in that moment. Try not to think about work or stresses or anything else. I know someone over the years has suffered with sleep because I'm thinking my brain's wearing, I'm thinking of what I need to do the next day at work, or something I didn't do that day, or something that I want to put into place over the next few weeks. There's always something going on in my mind, so I was always tired. And likewise at the dinner table, like I said, not always present. And now is the time to make up for that. So, don't do what I did. try and be as present as you can. Try and be involved with the family as you can, with your friends. Make time to enjoy the life that you've given yourself, because at the end of the day, there are positives in everybody's life. Doesn't matter who they are or what they're doing. There's something positive to take out of everybody's life. Swing around here so we're not filming all the people coming out onto the beach as we walk through the edge of the waves. So don't get me wrong, when I first mentioned this subject to my wife, she thought I was trying to say I should just be satisfied with what I've got. Yeah, in a sort of a negative way. She thought that I maybe was thinking, oh, well, this is my lot. I'm going to have to settle for second best. But that's not what I meant at all. What I meant is it's time to stop and smell the roses and enjoy what we've been able to provide for ourselves as a life with our kids, where we live and what we've got. So it's not a negative message at all. I'm trying, yeah. It's all about being positive. It's all about being happy with what we've achieved. There's nothing wrong with celebrating whatever it is you've achieved. I've got across another little creek up here, so I'm going to turn around and head back toward home, or where home is for this couple of weeks anyway. I think what is really important is that we all just stop and breathe, take a deep breath, and celebrate, especially with our partners who have been on that journey with us, and whether we've been as present with them as we should have been or not. The message of the day is be positive about what you've achieved and look at what you have achieved in your life. Doesn't matter what you've been doing, doesn't matter what job you've got. I look back on my life. I came from what most people would call a poor education. I'm not the smartest guy going around, but you work hard during your life and you get ahead as much as you can, and you end up with a lifestyle that is pretty good, and you've got to celebrate it. You've got to enjoy it. Rather than always wanting more, maybe just stop and breathe and think, gee, what I've got's pretty good. Yeah. So try and look at the positives on life rather than always wanting more, I guess, is the message I'm trying to put forward.